Have you ever thought the person you love most could be the one dragging you into hell? I stood in a dazzling Manhattan penthouse, lights blazing, watching my little sister Sarah press a knife to Liam's throat, blood dripping onto the polished hardwood floor. That 15-year-old girl turned to me, flashed a chilling smile, and whispered, "You think I won't do it." Just seconds earlier, I believed Sarah was just an odd kid asking creepy questions like, why save people who don't deserve to live? But in that moment, her eyes gleamed with cruelty, and I knew I'd been wrong. Dead wrong. I'd ignored the signs, dead pigeons piling up in Central Park, Sarah's cold experiment notes in her journal, the way she looked at people like they were pawns. Park security cameras once caught her torturing animals, but I paid to erase the footage, thinking I was protecting my sister. If you've ever felt a loved one change, doubted your gut, but kept trusting them, this story will shake you. I'm Anna, 19, and I thought I could fix Sarah, keep her from the darkness. I bought psychology books from Strand Bookstore, took her to therapy, even comforted her through lonely New York nights. But every step closer I got, Sarah pulled me deeper into her dangerous game. She didn't just manipulate me. She played our mom, our friends, and the whole world outside. And if you think you know the people around you, keep watching. The story of Sarah, Liam, and the dark secrets in that apartment will make you question, do you really know who you're living with? This isn't just my story. It could be anyone's. Stay tuned to uncover the horrifying truth, and don't miss a second. Blood still stains my memory, each drop falling from Liam's throat onto the penthouse's hardwood floor. Sarah stood there, knife in hand, her eyes devoid of remorse. I screamed, my voice breaking, "Sarah, what are you doing?" She just tilted her head as if I'd asked something absurd. "Anna, he didn't deserve it," she said, her tone as casual as commenting on the weather. That's when it hit me. My little sister wasn't just strange. She was a real danger. I lunged, yanking the knife from her hand, but Liam was still, his eyes wide, empty. I dropped to my knees, pressing his chest to restart his heart, but my hand shook, and my own heart shattered. We lived in a swanky Manhattan apartment where the city lights never dimmed, but the darkness in our home grew thicker. Mom, a corporate lawyer, was rarely around, buried in million-dollar lawsuits. Dad left when Sarah was little, leaving me, Anna, 19, as her main caretaker. I used to think Sarah was just a curious kid asking weird questions about life. When she was 10, watching news about a Queen's storm, she looked up from her desk and asked, "Why save people who can't save themselves?" I forced a laugh, said it's what good people do, then put on headphones to study for college exams. I missed the cold glint in her eyes, like she was weighing the world's worth. The signs got clearer, but I ignored them. One day, Mr. Jenkins, our building's doorman, knocked, holding his phone with Central Park camera footage. Sarah, just 12, was caught torturing a pigeon, prodding it with a sharp stick, watching it writhe. She said she wanted to see how it reacted. Jenkins muttered, eyes suspicious. Panicked. I apologized profusely. Slipped him $200 to delete the video, claiming Sarah had a mental disorder. When I confronted her, she shrugged. "It's just a bird, Anna. It'd die anyway." A chill ran through me, but with Mom in London for meetings, I didn't know what to do except convince myself it was teenage curiosity. I took action. I rushed to Strand Bookstore, grabbing a stack of child psychology books, from behavioral disorders to empathy skills. That night, I read feverishly, scribbling notes in the margins, desperate to help Sarah. I took her to therapy with Dr. Klein, a specialist in the Upper West Side, and enrolled her in a Broadway drama class, hoping art could teach her to feel. I even made her volunteer at a Brooklyn animal shelter, caring for abandoned dogs. Every night, I sat with Sarah, talking about compassion, about loving others. She listened, nodded, but one night she cut me off. Anna, if the weak get weeded out, wouldn't the world be better? The word weeded sent shivers down my spine, like she wasn't theorizing but planning. A month later, I thought we were making progress. Dr. Klein said Sarah was engaging in therapy, and her drama teacher praised her acting talent. I started to relax, thinking I'd done right. But then one afternoon, Ms. Harper, the drama teacher, called, her voice trembling. "Anna, we found a guinea pig in Sarah's backpack. It had signs of chemical injection, and she documented its reactions." My heart stopped. I raced to the school, finding Sarah in the hallway, eyes red, sobbing that Ms. Harper misunderstood. "I was just checking if it was okay," she cried. When I demanded to see the guinea pig, it was fine, not a mark on it. Sarah had never lied to me before, so I believed her. I pulled her from drama class, thinking therapy and volunteering would keep her on track. But deep down, I knew I was lying to myself. Sarah stood there, her eyes glinting with indifference, as if torturing a guinea pig was just a science project. I dragged her home, my heart heavy, trying to stay calm on Manhattan's bustling streets. "Sarah, why did you do it?" I asked, voice trembling. She shrugged, answering like she was talking about the weather. "I wanted to see how long it could take." Her words chilled me, but I told myself to keep going. Mom was still in London, and I was the only one who could pull Sarah back from the edge. I dug through the psychology books from Strand Bookstore, reading until dawn, searching for ways to teach her compassion. I wanted to believe Sarah was just lost, not a monster. I tightened my grip. Every day after school, I took Sarah to Dr. Klein, who insisted she was making progress. I signed her up for more volunteer shifts at the Brooklyn Animal Shelter, hoping the dogs would spark something in her. I even enrolled her in a teen yoga class in Greenwich Village, thinking meditation might help her control her emotions. Sarah went along with a perfect smile, but her eyes stayed cold, like she was playing a part. One night, when I checked her journal, something I'd never done before, I found a page of meticulous notes. Dogs react to pain faster than birds. What about humans? My heart stopped. I confronted her immediately. Sarah just laughed. "Anna, it's just notes for drama class." I tried to reassure myself. Dr. Klein said Sarah was learning empathy, and the shelter staff praised her hard work. I started thinking I was too paranoid, that maybe Sarah was just a smart kid with a weird way of expressing herself. But then, one afternoon, Mrs. Harper called again from the drama class. "Anna, I found a vial of chemicals in Sarah's old drawer. It's like what was used on the guinea pig." I raced to the school, heart pounding. Sarah was gone, leaving a note. "Don't worry, Anna, I know what I'm doing." The floor seemed to collapse beneath me. I searched Sarah's room, finding another notebook filled with charts on stress responses in animals, with a note, "Humans are next." I called Dr. Klein, voice shaking, telling him about the notebook. He suggested more therapy sessions, but I no longer trusted him. I enrolled Sarah in a Harlem community art program, hoping a new environment would change hers. I checked her daily, texts, backpack, but Sarah was always one step ahead. She started talking about a new friend, Liam, with unusual excitement. "He's special, Anna. He gets me." I smiled, hoping this was a good sign, but deep down I felt uneasy. Liam, a skinny, bespectacled boy, showed up at our place one Friday night. He was shy, but his eyes lit up when Sarah spoke. I thought maybe this was her chance to learn to care, but I was wrong. Terribly wrong. Liam sat on our penthouse sofa, Manhattan's lights twinkling through the window. Sarah, with an unusually bright smile, told school jokes, and Liam laughed, though his eyes betrayed tension. I stood at the kitchen counter, pretending to wash dishes. but never took my eyes off them. Something felt off. The way Sarah leaned too close to Liam, or how she touched his arm like she was testing his reaction. I told myself I was oversensitive, that Sarah was just trying to be a friend, but after the guinea pig and that chilling notebook, I couldn't stop trembling. "Anna, can you give us some space?" Sarah called, her voice sweet but sharp. I nodded, retreating to the kitchen, my heart pounding. Minutes later, a strange sound, not laughter, but a faint groan, drew me back. Sarah knelt on the floor holding a small vial, pouring liquid onto a cloth. Liam sprawled on the sofa, eyes closed, breathing faint. "Sarah, what are you doing?" I screamed, lunging to snatch the cloth. A sharp chemical smell hit my nose. Sarah looked up, unfazed. "I'm just testing how strong he is." I knelt, shaking Liam, but he didn't respond. I called 911, hands trembling, nearly dropping the phone. "He's unconscious. Please hurry," I yelled while Sarah stood, wiping her hands on a dish towel like she'd just cleaned plates. Police and paramedics arrived within minutes, red and blue lights flashing across the Manhattan street. Sarah curled up, sobbing, telling a young officer that Liam suddenly passed out while they watched Netflix. "I tried to wake him, but—" She choked, tears streaming. I stood stunned, watching Sarah's perfect performance. I wanted to scream that she was lying, that I saw her pour the chemical, but an older officer pulled me aside. "Calm down, start from the beginning," I stammered, describing the vial, the cloth, but my shaky voice sounded like a desperate accusation. Meanwhile, Sarah showed the young officer her phone, pointing to a selfie with Liam, both smiling brightly. "He's my best friend," she sobbed. When the paramedics declared Liam gone, the floor seemed to collapse beneath me. Sarah hugged Liam's mom, who'd just arrived, crying apologies. But as she turned away, I caught her glance. Not grief, but cold satisfaction. The police asked about home security cameras, but Sarah cut in. "Anna's always watching me. She has cameras everywhere." Her words painted me as obsessive, though it was just the building's standard security system. I tried to explain, but the officer just jotted notes. His eyes skeptical. Sarah had planted seeds of doubt, and I knew from then on every word I said would be filtered through her lens. The ambulance pulled away, its red and blue lights fading into Manhattan's night. Sarah sat curled up on the sofa, still clinging to Liam's mom, tears streaming, but I knew it was an act. The young officer patted her shoulder, while the older one eyed me coldly. "Stay calm, Anna. We'll check the security footage." I nodded, heart pounding. Sarah had sown seeds of doubt, and I felt trapped in my own home. Mom, just back from London, burst in, face pale. "What's happening?" she yelled, wrapping Sarah in her arms. Sarah nestled into her, sobbing. "Liam passed out. Anna couldn't help." I wanted to scream the truth, but Mom's reproachful glare silenced me. Sarah spun her tale. She told the police I was jealous of Liam, her best friend. "Anna doesn't like me having friends," she whispered, showing fake texts she'd sent from Liam's phone where he complained I was too controlling. I stood stunned, unable to believe Sarah's preparation. The police took me to the dining room for a separate statement, while Sarah kept crying in the living room. Through the door's crack, I saw her point at my laptop, saying, "She's always recording me. It scares me." It was just the apartment's security software, but in Sarah's hands, it made me look obsessive. Liam's mom, reeling from her son's death, turned to me, tears flowing. "Why'd you let him stay here with a dangerous kid?" I tried to explain, but words stuck in my throat. Meanwhile, Sarah showed Liam's mom a TikTok video of them laughing in the park. "He meant everything to me," Sarah sobbed, and Liam's mom hugged her tightly. I felt erased from the story, like I was the one who caused it all. The neighborhood started buzzing. Building residents texted in group chats. calling me the unstable sister, a next-door post spread accusing me of neglecting Liam when he needed help. That night, I searched Sarah's room, desperate for proof she was lying. In a drawer, I found a small vial labeled chloroform, what she'd used to knock Liam out. I snapped a photo, sent it to Dr. Klein, but he replied, "Anna, stay calm. Sarah's improving." I wanted to scream he was wrong, that Sarah was a danger. Then my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Stop trying, Anna. I always win." Attached was a photo of Sarah and Liam, taken just before he passed out. Sarah smiled. Liam's eyes were full of fear. I knew Sarah was playing a game I could never win. Sarah's text from an unknown number froze me. The photo of her with Liam, her perfect smile hiding deadly intent, felt like a blade at my throat. I sat in our now chilly penthouse, Manhattan's lights no longer dazzling, but suffocating. The police had left, taking my laptop to check, but I knew Sarah had planned every move. Mom, still holding Sarah in the living room, looked at me like a stranger. "Anna, why didn't you say something sooner?" she asked, voice heavy with disappointment. I wanted to scream about the chloroform, Sarah's twisted notebook, but the words caught. Sarah, nestled in Mom's arms, sobbed, whispering, "Anna always hated me, Mom." By morning, Liam's death spread across Manhattan. The building's group chat exploded, neighbors calling me the sister who neglected a kid. An anonymous Instagram post showed me and Sarah with the caption, "Controlling sister or victim sibling." It went viral, racking up thousands of hateful comments. I tried calling Dr. Klein, but he refused to meet, saying I was exaggerating Sarah's issues. It felt like the world was on her side, pushing me into the shadows. Liam's mom, eyes swollen, called, screaming, "You knew Sarah was dangerous. Why'd you let my son die?" I stammered apologies, but she hung up, leaving me crushed with guilt. I had to act. When Mom left for work, I sneaked into Sarah's room, hunting for proof. In a closet corner, I found a small box with chemical vials and another journal. The first page read, "Liam was too weak, failed the test." Hands shaking, I snapped photos and sent them to an old friend at the police department. Before I got a reply, Sarah walked in, eyes icy. "Think you're smarter than me?" she asked, voice calm. She snatched the journal, tearing it to shreds before me. "No evidence, Anna, just your word against mine." I wanted to slap her, but I stood there, helpless. The internet raged on as Sarah posted a TikTok crying about her obsessive sister, making her live in fear. The video hit 1 million views in hours. Friends distanced themselves. My phone flooded with hateful messages. A neighbor, Mrs. Carter, knocked, handing me a New York Post article titled "Manhattan Tragedy, Teen Death Mystery." It quoted Sarah, painting me as jealous, always watching her. I tried calling Mom, but she didn't answer, texting only, "Leave Sarah alone, Anna." I felt the world abandon me, left alone to face the monster wearing my sister's face. I curled up in the penthouse, now a prison. Manhattan's lights flickering like they mocked my helplessness. Sarah had turned everyone against me, Mom, neighbors, the internet. The stinging New York Post article lay on the table next to Sarah's note. "You lost." Gripping my phone, hands trembling, I vowed not to let her win. Sarah could manipulate the world, but I knew the truth, and I'd prove it. I was no longer the naive sister. I had to play Sarah's game, but smarter. I moved covertly. That night, I hacked Sarah's Instagram using an old password she'd shared when we were close. In hidden chats, I found messages with Liam, where she coerced him into a challenge game, twisted questions about life and death. "If you're really my friend, what would you do to prove it?" she wrote. Liam's replies were hesitant, scared. I screenshotted them, sent them to my police friend, but by morning, "Oing, Sarah's account was locked. She posted a news story crying, "Someone hacked me. I'm not safe." The internet erupted, branding me a sicko for targeting my sister. I pivoted, checking the building's security cameras. A guard, Tom, let me see elevator footage. In it, Sarah stood alone, holding the knife, the one from Liam's death, practicing grips and stabs, her eyes chillingly focused. I copied the video, sent it to the police, but Sarah was ahead. She told Mom I threatened her, prompting Mom to bar me from the apartment. "Anna, you need help," Mom texted, her tone icy. It felt like another stab, but I didn't stop. I contacted Liam's friend Ethan via Snapchat, asking about Sarah's behavior at school. He said she bragged about animal experiments, but when I asked him to testify, he refused. My family doesn't want to get involved. Near despair, I found a break. Sarah's old phone left in her room, still logged into iCloud. I uncovered photos of the chloroform vial and a recording of Sarah muttering, "Liam will be the perfect test." I sent everything to the police, but then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "You're making it worse." Attached was a photo of me in the elevator, taken from a camera angle only Sarah knew. I realized Sarah wasn't just manipulating. She was watching me, every step, every second, and I was racing against time before she struck again. The elevator photo from Sarah's unknown number stopped my heart. She wasn't just manipulating, she was stalking me, a hunter tracking prey. I sat in the penthouse, Manhattan's lights now sharp as blades, slicing through my last moments of peace. Her text, "You're making it worse," echoed in my head, but I couldn't stop. If Sarah won, someone else like Liam would suffer, and I wouldn't let that happen. Clutching my phone with her perfect test recording about Liam, I resolved to escalate the fight. The internet grew vicious. A famous New York TikToker with millions of followers posted a video analyzing the Manhattan tragedy, calling me a toxic sister who hurt Sarah. It went viral, drawing thousands of comments like, "Anna belongs in jail," and "She's jealous of her sister." Instagram flooded with hateful DMs, some outright threats. I fled to the Soho Cafe where I worked, seeking peace, but the manager called me into his office. "Anna, customers don't want you here," he said, eyes apologetic. "I have to let you go." I left, gripping my backpack, feeling Manhattan turn its back on me. I secretly contacted Ms. Harper, the drama teacher, begging for details about the guinea pig incident. Hesitant, she sent a photo of a chemical vial Sarah left in class, matching the chloroform I found. "I don't want to be involved," she texted, "but I believe you." I sent the photo, recording, and Sarah's iCloud images to the police. But just when I thought I had the upper hand, a popular Brooklyn podcast invited Sarah on. For 20 minutes, she sobbed, claiming I ruined her childhood with control and suspicion. "I just wanted to be friends with Liam," she cried, and social media erupted in her favor. I confronted Mom at home. "She's lying. I have proof." I showed the photos and recording, but Mom shook her head, eyes red. "Anna, you need help. Sarah's just a kid." Her words cut like knives. That night, an email from Liam's family's lawyer arrived, notifying me they were suing for negligence in their son's death. I collapsed on the floor, crushed by the world. Then my phone buzzed. Ethan, Liam's friend, texted. I found Liam's journal. He wrote about Sarah, the dangerous game she forced him to play. I begged Ethan to give it to the police, but another message from an unknown number followed. "Haven't you learned? Liam was a lesson, and you're next." Attached was a photo of me in the apartment, taken from the window. Sarah was somewhere, very close. Sarah's message, the photo of me in the apartment taken from the window, paralyzed me. She wasn't just manipulating, she was stalking. Like I was prey in her twisted game. The Manhattan penthouse, once a safe haven, now felt like a trap. I drew the curtains, locked the doors, but the sense of being watched clung to me. My phone buzzed. Ethan. I gave Liam's journal to the police. He wrote everything about Sarah. A flicker of hope, but I knew Sarah was always a step ahead. I had to act fast before she destroyed the evidence or did something worse. The internet raged on. Sarah's TikTok sobbing about her toxic sister hit millions of views. Strangers gathered outside our building, chanting for justice for Sarah. I slipped out the back exit to meet Ms. Harper again. Trembling, she handed me a USB with old drama class footage of Sarah testing chemicals on a guinea pig. "I can't testify," she whispered, "but you need this." I clutched the USB like a ticking bomb. I sent it to the police along with Liam's journal, detailing Sarah's death games, like holding his breath until he passed out to prove loyalty. Mom called, voice icy. "Anna, stop. You're destroying our family." I tried explaining the journal, the video, but she hung up, vowing to protect Sarah at all costs. Her words cut deep, but I couldn't quit. I contacted an independent Brooklyn reporter, sending her everything. Chloroform photos, the recording, elevator footage, Liam's journal. She promised to investigate, but warned, "Sarah has the community on her side. Be careful." That night, an email from Liam's family's lawyer said they'd escalated the lawsuit, demanding millions for my negligence. I sank onto the sofa, feeling the world crush me. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Think you found everything? Check the mailbox." Heart pounding, I raced to the building's mailbox. Inside, a dead pigeon and a note. "You're next." I called the police, but when they arrived, the mailbox was empty. Sarah had reclaimed her proof. She didn't just want to win. She wanted me to live in fear forever. But then the reporter called. "Anna, we found park footage. Sarah practicing with chloroform right before Liam died." My heart raced. For the first time, I saw light at the tunnel's end, but I knew Sarah wouldn't let me escape her game easily. The park video, Sarah practicing with chloroform, her eyes cold as a predator's, was my first ray of hope after weeks of fear. But her threatening texts and the dead pigeon in the mailbox haunted me. The Manhattan penthouse, once a home, now felt like a maze, every dark corner hiding Sarah's gaze. I huddled, clutching the USB with the video and Liam's journal, knowing this was my last shot to expose her. Sarah had manipulated Mom, the community, and social media, but the truth was surfacing, and I was determined not to let her win. Mia, the independent reporter, called at dawn, voice urgent. "Anna, the park video's verified. I'm publishing it, but brace yourself. Sarah will hit back." I nodded over the phone, though I wasn't ready. I sent her Sarah's recording, calling Liam the perfect test, and the chloroform photos. Mia promised to work with the police, but warned, "The community still sees Sarah as the victim. You need witnesses." I reached out to Ms. Harper, the drama teacher. After much pleading, she agreed to testify, confirming Sarah's behavior with the guinea pig. She documented its reactions, like an experiment, she said, voice trembling. Hope surged, but I feared Sarah's retaliation. That day, Mom called, furious. "Anna, you sent evidence to the press. Are you trying to destroy Sarah?" I tried explaining, but she cut me off. "Sarah's just a kid, and you're tearing our family apart." And her words ripped through me. I discovered Mom had deleted building security footage of Sarah with the chloroform vial before Liam's death. She chose to protect Sarah, despite the truth. I confronted her at a cafe near Central Park, voice breaking. "Mom, Sarah killed someone. Don't you see?" She turned away, eyes red. "You're the one pushing this too far." I left feeling I'd lost both mom and home. Mia's article hit an independent news site. With the park video and Harper's testimony, the internet split. Half called Sarah a monster, half defended her, labeling me a slanderer. Then Ethan, Liam's friend, sent another audio file from Liam's old phone. In it, Liam said, "Sarah made me do weird things. I'm scared, but I want to help her." I sent the file, journal, and video to the police, feeling a flicker of relief. But then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Think you won? Look outside." I pulled the curtain and saw a figure under the streetlight, holding a gleaming knife. Sarah was there, smiling, and I knew her game wasn't over. Sarah's silhouette under the streetlight, knife gleaming, froze me. I yanked the curtains tighter, heart pounding, but her chilling smile burned into my mind. The Manhattan penthouse, no longer a home, was a battlefield where Sarah always outmaneuvered me. Mia's article with the park video and Harper's testimony shook Sarah's narrative, but the community still shielded her. Clutching my phone with Liam's recording, I vowed, this is my last chance to stop her. Her text, "Think you won," was a warning. She wouldn't stop. The police summoned me to the station the next morning to review evidence. I brought the USB with the elevator video, Sarah's perfect test recording, and Liam's journal detailing his fear of her death games. Officer Davis nodded but cautioned. "Sarah claims you planted the chloroform to frame her." I was stunned. Sarah had turned the tables, making me the liar. I begged him to analyze the park video of her practicing with chemicals. "She can't fake everything," I said, voice trembling. Davis promised to investigate, but his eyes were skeptical. The internet remained split. Protesters outside our building waved "Justice for Liam" signs, while others posted "Was Save Sarah," calling me the sister who slanders. Liam's family's lawyer emailed, escalating their lawsuit, demanding compensation for emotional distress. Mom, now openly backing Sarah, appeared on local news, sobbing, "Anna needs help. She's misjudged Sarah." Watching on TV, I felt Mom abandon me again. Then Ethan, Liam's friend, texted, "Found a video Liam recorded before he died. He said Sarah forced him to drink something." The grainy footage showed Sarah handing Liam a glass, voice sweet. "Drink it to prove you trust me." I sent the video to the police and Mia. Her second article with the new video exploded online. Justice for Liam overtook Save Sarah, pressuring the police to reopen the case. But Sarah didn't stay idle. That night, a package appeared at my door. A chloroform vial with a note, "Sleep carefully." I called the police, but when they arrived, it was gone. Security footage showed Sarah sneaking into the building, retrieving the vial before I could report it. She was always ahead, but Liam's video and Harper's testimony were daggers. Justice felt close, yet I knew Sarah was planning her next test, and I was the target. The vanished chloroform vial left Sarah's stalking presence like a shadow haunting me. The Manhattan penthouse, once a refuge, was now a cage of fear. Liam's video, Harper's testimony, and the park footage shook Sarah's narrative, but she remained a master manipulator. Time was running out. If I didn't stop her, I'd be her next test. In the dark, clutching my phone, I replayed Liam's trembling voice. Sarah made me drink something. His resolve to help her cost him his life. The police called me to the station again. Officer Davis said they'd verified the park video and found Sarah's fingerprints on the drama class chloroform vial. "We're building a case," he said, eyes cautious. "Sarah claims you forced her to do everything." Stunned but unsurprised, I handed over her perfect test recording. Davis nodded. "Strong evidence, but she's 15. Juries go easy on minors." And the internet exploded after Mia's third article, featuring Liam's video and Harper's testimony. Hashtag justice for Liam topped trends, but has saved Sarah fans raged, calling me a sicko framing her sister. Mom stopped calling, texting only. Anna, stop before it's too late. I wanted to cry but couldn't. I met Liam's mom, Karen, at a Brooklyn cafe. She gripped my hand, tears falling. Liam wanted to save Sarah. I'll help you. She gathered Liam's friends' texts detailing his fear of Sarah's loyalty tests. These, with the video and recording, went to the prosecutor the night before the hearing. Osoiki, a text from an unknown number. Think justice will save you. Check under the bed. Trembling, I found a knife, identical to the one in Sarah's elevator video, with a note. No escape this time. I called the police, and this time they recovered the knife before Sarah could. Her fingerprints matched the chloroform vial. Sarah was detained, and I exhaled, knowing she was still scheming, even behind bars. The hearing mandated psychiatric treatment for Sarah until 21, but her cunning could mean an early release. I moved to Brooklyn, living anonymously, always vigilant. Liam's Legacy, a scholarship fund at NYU, supports psychology students to spot people like Sarah. My lesson: trust your instincts, document everything, and never ignore danger signs. If you've doubted someone close, this story's for you. Like, share, comment to spread Liam's story and prevent tragedies like this.